Thank you for doing this interview with me.
Of course. My name is Nick Sales. I grew up in Spanish Fork, Utah. My parents were very supportive all growing up with anything creative. They bought us all a computer and they called it the Creation Station. The rule was we could only use it if we were creating something. My dad, he owns a recording studio, and so he taught us at a young age how to record music, and then we put them on iTunes and made little music videos for them. In childhood, I basically had a camera in my hands at all times. So they were extremely supportive, and it was really interesting because I feel like that support kind of like put me ahead of all the other kids. And so when I was in high school, I took a TV broadcasting class, and I just remember that I already knew everything that the teacher was teaching us. I was at BYU for 3 years when I got a full-time job offer with a big YouTube channel called Devin Supertramp. So I had to kind of choose between school and working, and I went and talked to my academic advisor, and he basically told me that I should drop out. So I dropped out of college, and I started working for this YouTube channel for a year. And in that year, I received a very different education where instead of learning from teachers, I was learning from industry professionals, and they kind of taught me all the ins and outs of how to film with cinema cameras and fly drones and color grade and work with big clients. And so I would say that would be pretty equivalent to a 4-year film degree. I am a musician as well, so growing up I would write and record my own songs, I would record cover songs, and then I would just film dumb, cheesy music videos for those songs. And they were terrible. If you were to go back and watch those videos now, they are not good at all. But I loved it, and I just did it for fun. I wasn't really expecting to get paid for any of that. But then as I was working for Devin Supertramp, there was a member of BYU Vocal Point, his name is Cody, and he reached out to me. He said, "Hey Nick, we would love for you to direct and film a music video for BYU Vocal Point. Here's our budget. Would you be interested in shooting this video for us?" And I was the biggest BYU Vocal Point fan. And so I was like, yeah, I would love to. You know, they sent me the song, and I listened to it probably 40 times and just kind of envisioned it in my head what I could kind of see. And so I ended up creating, you know, a storyboard and the different shots that I wanted to get. So we went out and we made that first music video, and apparently they liked it. Up until now, I think I've shot like 25 or 30 different music videos for Vocal Point. So they keep hiring me, which is awesome. But yeah, that was the first official professional music video that I shot. The Crosbys, Claire Crosby and her dad, she's like a little 9-year-old girl that sings all the Disney songs and has been on Ellen a bunch of times. I've shot a lot of music videos for her. I shoot music videos for the Piano Guys. And I remember years and years ago, I would listen to their music and I would think like, man, this is so awesome, this is so inspiring. Little did I know that I would be actually working with them and having interactions with them. And, you know, when we have shoot days, we'll go out to lunch together, and then we just get to have good conversations. And so that's another thing that I feel like I get out of it, is I get to interact with incredible people who are doing incredible things, people that I really look up to and who are having amazing lives. You know? I think that there's a lot that I get out of filmmaking and from making music videos. I think that part of it is when I started my company, I was trying to come up with a motto. You know how like Nike's motto is just do it, and all of these other companies have different mottos. The motto that I discovered that I wanted to have for my business was that my purpose is to create content that not only entertains but also inspires. Because I feel like there's a lot of content on both ends of the spectrum. There's a lot of content that is very entertaining and very fun to watch, you know, like the big YouTubers and Mr. Beast, all of that stuff. It's very entertaining to watch, but it doesn't necessarily make you feel anything. So my goal with my company was to create content that does both of those. And it inspires you to go out and explore the world, or to go do fun things, or to be a better person. I kind of specialize more in short form content of music videos that are no longer than 4 minutes long. And a lot of people have asked if I would ever want to get into feature films or movies or anything like that. So originally my plan was to pursue a career in music and commercial music, where I would want to have my own recording studio and record artists and musicians and bands, because that's what my dad does, and that's kind of like what I grew up learning from him. And so that was kind of like my plan going to college. It wasn't until years later, after working for a big YouTube channel, that it just kind of clicked with me, and I realized, oh my gosh, you don't have to go and work for Hollywood. You don't have to start off as a production assistant. You don't have to follow the traditional system of hierarchy and working your way up the ladder. You can have your own production company where you get to be your own boss, you get to set your own rates, you get to make your own schedule and have your own gear and have the freedom to work on whatever project that you want to work on. I believe that you can be a successful filmmaker in any industry as long as you're good enough and competitive and your clients are happy. So yeah.